Good morning. This is my outfit for today. This dress was actually on a clearance rack from Old Navy, and I think I got this about a year or so ago. I am just wearing a gold watch today, no other accessories besides that. And then I'm wearing these brown shoes that you guys have seen many times before. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye.
Well, it is officially a manic Monday for me. It is 7:16. And on Friday, I told you that I had a sub today because I was taking on a new role at my school, but it's nothing major. And basically that new role is I was asked if I would be willing to be the principal designee for the school for this particular school year. And that just means if there's ever a time where both the administrators are out, but there's an administrator required to be at an IEP meeting or take care of something, that I would be the person to do that for both of them. So today is one of those days, and this is the first time that that's happening for me. And both of my principals are in a training that they both need to attend. But today we are getting some Chinese interns, and they need someone to kind of welcome them and get them acclimated to the school. My understanding is that they're here for a week. There's about 10 of them, and they will just be spending each day, Monday through Friday, observing different classrooms, I guess just to kind of get an idea of how a school is ran in the States. I'm not 100% sure. We haven't gotten a whole lot of detailed information as to what's going on, but I do know representatives from our district went to China about a year or so ago, so there's some kind of partnership. So anyway, I am the principal designee today. So I am in charge of making them feel welcomed and helping them find their classes that they're going to today. So the hectic part of this morning was I was supposed to wake up at about 4:30. Like, I wanted to wake up very early, get to work very early so that I can get there, be relaxed, have everything in place so that by the time the interns came, and they're supposed to get there anywhere between 7:45 and 8, I was ready. Not to mention I wanted to make sure my room was ready for the sub. So I went to bed on time last night, said, okay, I'm gonna get up at 4:30, and my alarm goes off this morning, and it's my 5:50 alarm, the alarm that tells me you need to get ready to start leaving the gym. So what happened was I didn't go to the gym on Friday, as you guys know, and my alarm, the alarm that wakes me up to go to the gym, was turned off, and I forgot to turn it back on. So I woke up an hour and about 20 minutes late. That was strike one for me. Strike two was I pre-ordered some bagels from Panera to greet the interns, and I was supposed to pick those up at 6:15. So of course, when I woke up at 5:50, there was no way I was going to be dressed and ready to go by 6:15. So I attempted to call Panera to say I'm going to be late picking up my catering order. Panera was having some phone issues, and they were not picking up the phone. I called 5 times. I was on hold for probably a total of 20 minutes. I had to stop mid-makeup to go pick up the order because I was afraid that they'd put my order back. And I get there and I tell them what's going on, and the manager was very dismissive of what I was telling her. She tried to convince me that no, in fact, the phones were working, and perhaps I was just losing it. So I didn't have time to really argue that point with her because I'm running late. So I will be sending an email and contacting Panera today because I just feel like her customer service was very poor. So I wanted to get to school and greet the interns with a calm, cool, calm, collected demeanor, both inside and outside. And I think what's going to happen is I'm going to be greeting them with a calm demeanor on the outside, but I'm going to be freaking out on the inside because my morning didn't quite play out the way I wanted it to. I'm sure once I get them in their first classes and everybody's where they need to be initially, I'll be fine. But it's just that initial stress of like, ah! My morning's not going to plan, and it is a Monday morning. So I am almost at school. My game plan is to go there, hustle to the classroom where I'm going to take them to have the bagels from Panera, and just make sure everything is set up. And then we're going to be using our 5th grade student council students to help each of the pairs. There's 5 groups of 2. So we're going to have our student council students walk them to their first class so that they can make it there safely. And then while they're in their first class, I will probably get a little packet of maps for them for each day of the week because they're rotating to different classes each day of the week. So, and I will be sure to tell you how my day as the principal goes. I told my principal I don't know what you're going to come back to when the day's over. I'm going to make some rapid changes at this school in the one day that I have. Not really, but I just like to give her a hard time. And maybe you'll get to meet some members of the office staff. So I'm almost at work. Everybody wish me luck. I hope everything goes smoothly. I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Have a great morning, everyone.
Okay, so it is about 9:37 and I'm speaking a little bit more quietly because I am currently in the principal's office because I am running the school today, and her office echoes. So it's 9:37. On my way to work, I was telling you that I was having a pretty hectic morning with just getting the bagels picked up from Panera, and I didn't get to work nowhere near as early as I wanted to. Luckily, everything worked out. The interns arrived, all 10 of them, and the good news is they all speak English. So I was a little concerned about just the language barrier, but they all speak English. We had student council students take them to their first class, and that worked out well. And then about 30 minutes ago, I just checked in on each of them to make sure they made it to their second location just fine, because they rotate classes every hour. So that all worked out. I am now in the principal's office feeling very official, but really I'm just checking my email and I'm getting ready to eat my breakfast. So I talked about these last week. I think you pronounce this Evol, but it's a Target brand and it's the scramble cups. And I had one last week and it was super, super good. So I liked it. And I went to Target yesterday and I bought a few more. And I think these run probably close to about $3 each, and they were on sale at Target. So I'm getting ready to eat that, check my email, and then at about 10 o'clock is when the interns have a break. So I'm just gonna check on them and make sure they know where the bathroom is, they know where the bagels are, and then I'm gonna try and take advantage of the time that I have today and get some stuff done that I need to get done for my class. So I just wanted to check in, tell you that the morning ended up okay. If there's time and if it's not too busy, I might try and introduce you to the office staff because they are very important parts of a school system. I was going to introduce you to the custodian. He wants a shout out, but he does not want to be on camera. His name is Mr. John, and your custodians are very important. You need them more than you know. So anyway, I'm getting ready to eat my breakfast, check my emails, and I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Bye now. Hello everyone, I am now at home in my office. It's probably a little bit after 5 by this point, and I thought I would just check in to let you know how my day ended as acting principal for the day. I was hoping to show you who the real principal is and the vice principal because they seem like they might be open to being on camera, but I didn't get a chance to ask them, and the day got away from me and they left before I got a chance to ask. So overall the day went really smoothly. The interns were able to find their way around campus with their maps. They seem to enjoy the classes that they were able to visit today. They will be back tomorrow, and they were very proactive about what they were looking for. So I helped. I know one of the interns was really into collaborative learning and wanted to know what kinds of things that we use. So I showed her all of the Kagan tools and products that I have in my class that I use, and she seemed very into that. So it was nice to kind of help someone, and interesting to hear that teachers in China are interested in the same things that teachers here in the States are. And then I thought I would take the opportunity, since I was acting as principal designee today, to talk about working as an administrator. When I first started teaching, I thought, of course, down the line, I'm going to pursue administration because that just seems like the next natural step to take in the teaching life. But as I have spent more years teaching, my attitude or my goal in terms of that is really kind of varied. And it really depends on the day that you ask me. There are days where I'm like, yes, of course, I want to work towards administration. That would be great. I would love the opportunity to be able to head a school. And then there are days where I'm like, I would not touch administration with a 10-foot pole. And on those days, it's really just because I know that it's a very difficult job. I know that there's a lot of politics involved with being an administrator. A lot of times you're dealing with things like budgets and parents that aren't necessarily happy with something that's happening at school, and or you're dealing with a lot of discipline issues. And on top of all that, there are just days where I can't imagine not being in the classroom. And I know sometimes that position really removes you from the student. So
But by the same token, when I was asked if it was if being principal designee is something I was willing to do for the school year, I said yes, because if I do decide that I want to pursue it at some point, this at least looks good on my resume, and I have the experience to be able to fall back on and say I've at least functioned as principal designee. So that was why I chose to do it. It was nice. It was nice to be in the office and just kind of see what happens in the office while we teachers are in the classroom teaching. So I am at home right now. I'm getting ready to take Genesis on her daily walk, and then I'm going to come home and pretty much lock myself in this office because I have much to do. I need to get myself planned out for the week, kind of take a look to see where I'm at with Wonders and kind of make some decisions for that. And some other little random things. So I will probably do that in my office. And I would just like to take a moment to say that if you are a teacher and you can carve out a space in your home that you use as your office, I would highly recommend it. Of course, there are nights where I like to grade papers on the couch and just be relaxed that way. But then there are definitely times where I'm just happy to have a desk and happy to have a room and a space that is strictly designated for work. So I've decorated this one so that I'm comfortable in it, so that if I do have to spend a lot of time in it, I don't feel depressed. And I also have a TV, so I'm able to kind of work and watch Jimmy Fallon or some other television program I've recorded. So that is my plan for the night. I'm going to end the vlog for today here. I hope you all had a great Monday and that yours was nowhere near as manic as mine was in the beginning, but in the end it worked out, so I'm glad. So I hope you all had a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow, so I will see you then. Have a good evening. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. Here's my outfit of the day. These pants I bought from Old Navy probably a couple years ago. They are very comfortable. They almost feel like leggings. They're a very stretchy material. I'm wearing a red long and lean tank top underneath from Target. This white V-neck top is also from Target. I just bought that this weekend for $6. They were on sale. My jean jacket, I believe, is American Rag, and I got this from Macy's a couple of years ago. I'm wearing these red sandals that I bought from Aldo many years ago, and my black and gold watch, and I am wearing a little necklace here. I don't know if you can see it, but this is from Old Navy. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30 and I am currently on my way to a district-wide union meeting. So if you're new out there to teaching, or you are going to school to teach, the way it works in California, and I'm assuming it's very similar in other states, is each state usually has a very big union, and in California it's the California Teachers Union, and the union is really there to help protect the rights of teachers in terms of their employment status, advocate for them when it comes to things like pay, benefits. They provide legal assistance should it be necessary, and so on. And sometimes when people hear the word unions, it has a very negative connotation, which I understand, because some people can be so heavily ingrained in unions and, you know, just that union mindset, that they begin to lose like the ability to see things from both sides or be a little bit more rational about certain things. So we have the California Teachers Union, and then our school district has its own district union. So I'm the site rep, or I'm one of 3 site reps for my particular site, and we will typically have a meeting once every month or two to go over issues that affect teachers in our particular district. And then this is also the meeting where we come together as different sites to discuss any site concerns that are specific to our school site. We take notes there, we discuss, and then we go back to our own individual sites and share that information with our teachers. So when in the very beginning of my teaching career, I think I got involved as the site rep because we had a staff meeting. Someone got up and said, is anyone interested in being our site rep? I kind of asked, what does that mean? What does it entail? And they explained basically what I just said. You know, you help with contract interpretation, understanding your district's contract, supporting teachers should they need it, etc. So they told me that, and the reason why I decided to be the site rep was really because if there's information that is pertinent to me as a teacher in my particular district, I would prefer to hear the information firsthand than to have it filtered through somebody else's opinion. That was reason number one. Reason number two is it just sounded like it might be interesting to kind of just understand the district's contract. How does it work? You know, what does it all mean? And then lastly, it was just really a way to make a little extra money at the end of the school year. So we do get paid for attending these meetings. I think it's like maybe $25 or $50 per meeting, and then you get your check at the end of the school year, which is a nice little bonus. And so I've been doing this now for, it has to be more than 5 years now that I've been the site rep. The last couple of years I've gotten a little bit more involved, and I'm one of the bargaining team members. So when it comes time for contract negotiations, and in my district we negotiate every year salary and benefits, and every couple of years we are salary and benefits in one article of our contract once a year, and then every couple of years the full contract is open. So I've been participating in that process for the past couple of years, and that's also been very interesting, and it's actually kind of a nice way to get your name out there with the leaders of your school district, to kind of meet them and they can kind of put a face to your name. So luckily I don't work in a very tense district or litigious district. It's a very small district that's very close-knit. Like, everybody typically knows somebody in this district. So the superintendent of this district was my high school teacher's, or is my high school teacher's husband. So I've known him since I was in high school. Most of the teachers in the district went to school in this district, so it's very tight-knit in that way. Very small, and it's only K through 8, so we don't have high schools in our district. So I'm going to the meeting right now to kind of hear if anything is new, anything has changed. This is our first year of the meeting, and then I'll be sure to share that with my site at our next staff meeting. So I just think it's one thing that you guys might want to think about doing if you want to get involved with your district, or if you're into kind of contracts and teachers' rights. But just be very careful. You don't want to be so unionized that you just become a little irrational. At the end of the day, you got to remember that the district is, to a certain extent, a business. They have budgets, they have money, you know, so you shouldn't be upset if you don't get a 20% pay raise every school year. And they have to be, you know, aware of their money and where it's spent and how it's spent. And my district is pretty conservative financially. We do get paid very well in comparison to other districts in this area, but they are very fiscally responsible and able to do that for us, and their fiscal responsibility has helped me keep my job in years where state funding was low and therefore teaching jobs was cut. There was one year where my job basically came down to me drawing a ball out of a ping pong box and finding an old transcript to prove when I actually started working, and that was how I was able to secure my job. So I am on my way to that meeting. As far as today, today I really had to kind of grit my teeth and just get my act together. I woke up with a headache. I'm just having one of those days where I am overwhelmed professionally, and, you know, and some other things in my personal life that have nothing to do with school, and just all those things combined sometimes can just kind of weigh me down. So I came in this morning, I was pretty quiet. I had to just go straight to my room and just have some time. I feel better today, but there's still some things I need to take care of. So after that meeting, I'm going to be doing that. You know, if you haven't gathered, I am unmarried. I have no children. It's just me. And sometimes being Little Miss Independent can be very overwhelming, because you have to have the solutions to everything that is going on in your particular life. I have my family, of course, but, you know, I don't have a spouse that I can turn and say, hey, can you handle this for me? So anyway, yeah, so I'm on my way to the meeting. The day started out rough. It's still not quite where I want it to be yet, but I'm going to work on making that better. So I just wanted to check in with you and give you a little bit of information on what teacher unions are all about, and some things to think about. And I think that's probably all I'm going to say for the day. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening. Hope you had a great day. Talk to you later.
Good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. These pants I bought from Macy's. They are Jessica Simpson pants. They're like jeans, but not quite jeans, so I think they're okay. This top I bought from Old Navy just before school started. I am wearing some flats from Steve Madden that I've had for a couple of years. This watch, these bracelets I think are a mix of bracelets that I think I got from somewhere like Forever 21. I'm not 100% sure. And then this necklace here from Old Navy. So it has two pieces. It has this longer piece, and then I don't know if you can tell, but right here it has another piece that is attached. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Have a good morning. It's 8:01. I've been in my classroom for about 20 minutes now, and school is going to start in just a few minutes. I am going to be eating my breakfast really quick in just a second, but I did want to check in with you because yesterday on the way to my meeting I told you that I was having, or I had a pretty rough day. Like, I woke up just not in the right mind frame, and you know, the day got better. That's the nice thing about teaching and working with kids, is you can wake up in a really poor mood, bad mood, and the nature of the job and just dealing with kids will sometimes just make you forget about it. But I still had a rough day, and so last night I went home. I dealt with the things that I needed to do in my personal life, and then I just decided to not work for the rest of the night. I decided I'm gonna sit on the couch, have a meal, and just kind of relax. I did check my email, and one of the emails I got was from a student from last year, and it was just a note that really just came at the right time for me. So I had her in my class last year, really sweet girl, and she took a minute and just sent me a quick email thanking me for being her 5th grade teacher, because she's loving middle school, is what she said. She is absolutely loving middle school. She's in leadership at middle school this year, and she's doing really well. Like, she's excited about it and just loves the difference that she's finding between middle school and elementary school. And she said that she didn't think that she would be enjoying it as much or have had as much success as she's had at this point had I not been her 5th grade teacher. And I was so happy to get that message, and I responded to her right away, and I told her that that note really made my night, and it did, because I was just having such a rough day, and it was just something that I needed to read and something that I needed to see, because quite frankly I was feeling very discouraged yesterday with just, you know, the pressures of work right now. So I just wanted to share that with you. That's probably one of my favorite things about teaching, and especially for some reason I feel it's more prominent teaching like upper grades, like 5th grade especially, is I do have a handful of students who will come back and visit over the years, either in person or they'll send a note. So like yesterday after school I got that note from that student, but I also have another student who is now in the 8th grade, and she comes to visit on a pretty regular basis, and I'm happy to see her all the time. Like, and you know, kids at that age aren't gonna come see you if they really don't wanna see you. Like, if you don't mean anything to them, they're not gonna take the time out of their day. So it really touches me when they come and visit, and I always take the time to talk to them because they're taking the time to come out and see me. So I just wanted to share that with you because it really helped me out. It helped me to go to bed last night in a better mindset. It was really sweet. So it's about 8:04. The bell's gonna ring any second now. We still have our interns here. I have interns that visit from 8 to 9, and they seem to be very interested in what we do for collaborative learning. So that was one of their very specific questions. So what I'm going to try and do in the hour that they're here is I'm going to switch my schedule a little bit and do Kagan structure that we have. So I have quite a few pieces of software from Kagan. One of them is an instant engagement team structures, and we're going to play a game called Think Tank. So this is what Think Tank looks like. Hopefully I'm showing it to you. So we just read a story from Wonders called Camping with the President, and so these are some of the questions that the book has the teacher ask along the way. So I figured this is just kind of a fun way to pose those questions. So they get the question, I go to the next screen, I spin this, and it tells me what seat in every table group is going to share first. So in this example will be the person seat 4. Then seat 4 is going to share their ideas for 30 seconds.
That'll count them down, and I can change how much time I want them to share up there. Then I spin this to say who's going to respond to the person in seat 4, and that tells me the people in seat 2, and then they get time to respond, and it gives them a little prompt by saying you're going to summarize, and you're going to start by saying your main idea was, and then you're going to discuss as a team, and then you start the time there. So I like using these just because it functions and allows me to use the questions that the TE suggests, but it does it in just a more engaging way. So I'm going to try and do that so they can see that that's one of the things we do. And that's really it. I'm just kind of getting ready for the day. I need to put my question of the day up. Oh, and I did wanted to say, like, one of the things that's been so helpful about doing this whole vlog series and talking about my experience with starting Wonders is I have read comments from several of you who are currently working with Wonders, and so it's comforting to know that how we're feeling here in terms of there being so much to do and not enough time to do it in is the same way that you guys felt. So one question that I do have, if you are currently working with Wonders and maybe this is not your first year, but maybe your second, so you've had a full year, is just kind of tell me how long are your learning blocks going for. So for example, when I go on Connect Ed and I start a new week, on average, they're saying you're gonna get through this learning block in 5 days. And we have just found that to be quite challenging. So I just wanna know on average, time to get the kids. So I just want to know on average, how long is it taking you? Are you able to do it in the 5 days that Connect Ed is suggesting? Are you adding days? And if so, how many days are you adding? If you can tell me that, that would be helpful to me, that would be helpful to my team, and it would really be helpful to my school, because that's the biggest question that we have right here, or here at this site. So that's it. That was the bell for me to go get the kids, so I got to go pick them up. I will talk to you guys a little bit later. I hope you all have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you soon. It is 20 minutes to 6. I am walking out. I had a very brief teacher leader meeting after school. We have to decorate our district's bulletin boards in the district office this year, so we just met about that. And we talked about something else, the bulletin board, and an upcoming parent night, an upcoming literacy night. So we were deciding what we wanted to do about that. And of course we did a little bit of talking about Wonders, because that's all we ever really want to talk about anymore. And then I talked with a couple of my friends for a little while, Heather and Michelle and Martha, and that was nice. Sometimes you just need to talk to your teacher friends. So I'm heading home now. My intention was to film a haul, because I did do a little shopping this weekend, but I'm leaving later than I thought, so I don't think I'll be able to do that today, but maybe tomorrow. Tonight I have to go home and prepare, because I'm being observed in a guided reading lesson tomorrow. So each of us at this site are being observed by a woman named, well, I won't give her name because I'm not sure if she wants it to be announced, but we're being observed by a person from Heinemann who I think does training for Fontes and Pinnell. So she is observing us for coaching purposes, so I need to go home and make sure that lesson is ready. I'm going to be using the book Fly Away Home by Eve Bunting. I've kind of started planning a little bit, but I need to finish it. That will be tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, so I need to work on that. So that is what my plan is when I go home. Plus I have to still walk Genesis and walk the dog. Well, Genesis is the dog. I still have to go home and walk the dog and cook a Blue Apron meal that I was supposed to cook last night, but I just gave up on life and I bought some takeout. So I'm headed home, but I just wanted to wrap up the day. Aside from that, I had a very good day in my classroom. I told you that I have some very active boys, which I do, and a couple of the boys that are probably the most challenging, they both had really good days. They were both on task. One of them started off a little bit rough, and then I can't remember if I spoke to him and kind of tried to redirect him, or if he just suddenly decided that he was just gonna put his best foot forward. Either way, he just made a turnaround,
during math, and that was great. So had a good day. I hope you all did too. I will talk to you tomorrow, and I hope all is well with you. See you later. Bye-bye. Good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. This dress here is from Charming Charlie, and I believe I got this a couple of years ago. This sweater here is from J. Crew Factory. This is also an older item that I have. I am wearing these black sandals that I have worn on a few occasions this year. I'm wearing a silver watch today. This little bracelet that I have no clue where it came from. And I'm wearing a black necklace that hangs a little bit. There you go. So that's it. I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Have a great morning. It's 12:44. I am now on my lunch break. I am actually eating my favorite salad, the harvest mango salad that I get from Bond's, the grocery store. Depending on my appetite, I might also eat my Chobani Greek yogurt that I put some granola in. But I'm actually in my room for lunch. I really don't like to do this when my lunchtime comes. I like for it to be my lunch. But I do have my guided reading coaching at 1:30. So I wanted to look over it one last time so that I feel comfortable and confident when the rep from Heinemann Publishing comes along with one of our district representatives. So I just want to show you very quickly. My guided reading lesson will be on this book. Titled Fly Away Home. This is a very popular book. I remember hearing about this book when I was getting my credential. Basically, this book is about a little boy and his father who are actually homeless, but they live in the airport, and it just kind of talks about how they manage to stay in the airport without no one noticing that they actually live there. And I have typed up this very brief I don't want to say lesson plan. It's really just kind of a planning sheet. It's not a formal lesson plan, just so that I have it as a reference, and I have a couple copies to give the coach from Heinemann and the district rep. And so I'm going to be doing this after lunch. I'm a little bit nervous just because it's always nerve-wracking to have an authority figure watching what you're doing, but I'm not too nervous. I do feel comfortable with the story. I've read it a few times, and I feel like the more and more I've done with small group reading or guided lessons, the more comfortable I get. It really is one of those things that you can plan to a certain extent, but a lot of what you do ends up being based on what's happening in the group at the time. So I have the basics down. So I just wanted to come in and make sure I have everything ready for that. So notice that there's post-it notes here. The post-it notes are just places that I know I want to pause and discuss really before having the students read this. So I'm going to do a picture walk. I'm going to give them a little bit of background knowledge, make sure they have what they need before I have them read independently on their own, and as I interject and have them read out loud for a few seconds. So I just wanted to let you know that that is what's on my agenda for this afternoon. Hopefully I will check in with you at the end of the day and kind of tell you how it goes. So basically the way it works, as I said yesterday, each teacher has to do this. We are all being observed by this representative from Heinemann. She comes and she watches us do a guided reading lesson. We do the lesson, and then we leave for a little while afterwards to debrief with her. So I'll leave my class with the sub for, I guess, maybe 10-15 minutes to kind of debrief, and she'll tell me what she saw, if she liked what she saw, if she didn't like what she saw, or any suggestions. So I'll check in with you after school to kind of let you know if I did okay or not. So I'm gonna finish my lunch. I hope you all are having a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you after school. Bye. Okay, it is 4:07. School's been out for well over an hour, and I finished my guided reading lesson. So in terms of how I feel, I think it went okay. I didn't get through everything in terms of the discussion questions I wanted to go over, but I think what we discussed was valuable, and that, you know, as a teacher, you know, you'll map out everything and come up with all these questions. But like I said earlier, especially with the guided reading lesson, your lesson will really be dictated a lot by how the students are performing and how they're answering questions. The coach was here along with the district representative, and they really were just watching and taking notes. And then at the very tail end, the coach from Heinemann kind of jumped in, and she asked
the kids some questions about homelessness and, you know, how we deal with homelessness in society and why they think maybe police officers would want to escort homeless people out of the airport. So if you've read the story, there's an older lady in the airport that's homeless and she's escorted out by the police officers. And when we did the picture walk, my students thought that the police officers were actually escorting her onto the plane because maybe she had a health condition. So we talked a lot about the fact that no, she wasn't being escorted onto a plane because she had a health condition. They were actually escorting her out of the airport. So we were talking a lot about why might that happen. We ran short on time and the coach had to leave because she had to go observe another teacher. And I'm a little bummed out because we were supposed to debrief afterwards, but she was running late and my lesson probably ran a little bit longer than she intended and we didn't get to debrief. And I haven't had a chance to debrief with her. And I'm a very I like constructive criticism, so I wanted to do the lesson, find out what I need to work on, what did I do wrong, or just find out what her impressions were, because as of right now she's the expert on that. But I haven't had a chance to talk with her. I know she took notes, and I talked to my principal and I said I'd like to really hear what her thoughts were. And the principal said that she had a meeting with her after school where she was going to be debriefed and she would try and make that happen, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But at the very least, I'll be able to find out from my principal what her notes were in terms of how my lesson went. So it is just a little after 4 o'clock. I'm about to head, I'm going to go home, let my dog out, and then I'm going to be doing a little, I don't know, volunteering, I'll call it, for my school. And I can't really give you too many details because I'm not really sure if I'm allowed to, but I'm gonna do something that will benefit the teachers of the school and the school district is all I can say. So it was a voluntary thing. But it is the end of the day, so I will probably be saying goodbye here. I will see you tomorrow morning, Friday, and that's it. I don't have anything else to say, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Happy Friday, everyone. Here is my outfit of the day. It's Friday, so it's pretty basic. I am wearing these jeans from Old Navy that you will see a lot this year on Fridays. This green shirt is from J. Crew Factory, which is J. Crew's outlet. And I'm wearing these brown sandals from DSW. My tan band Michael Kors watch, and then I'm wearing this little like link bracelet that I got from Francesca's, which is a boutique type shop, and then I'm wearing my initial necklace here. So it is Friday morning. Everybody have a great morning, and I'll see you a little bit later today. Bye.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I am on my way home. It is about 5:45, and this has been a super crazy busy week. Monday I was principal for the day. I had a meeting on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I don't remember what was going on, but it's just been a really busy week. But it has ended on a very bright note. I just about an hour or so ago got off of Skype. I was Skyping with a producer from the show Hollywood Game Night. So I have officially auditioned to be on this show. And now I am waiting to hear back from them as to whether or not I'm actually going to get to be a contestant on the show. And I'm hoping that I can, because I have watched the show on numerous occasions and it's right up my alley. It's all about pop culture and things like that. And the funny thing is that I almost missed my opportunity. So like I said, I watch the show on a pretty regular basis. And in January, I decided, you know what, you watch the show quite often, you're playing along at home, you seem to be pretty good at it, why not audition for it, or why not apply to be on the show? Because you could use the money and it would be a lot of fun. If nothing else, you'll meet a couple of celebrities. So I applied in January, and then I never heard anything back, and I honestly just forgot all about it. And this morning, I think it was Tuesday morning, I got home from the gym, and I happened to notice that I had this old voicemail that I had never listened to. Like, it was old in the sense that the date was August 15th, but I had yet to play it. So I played it, and it was a casting director from the show, and I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed this phone call. So I called her back and left a message for her, obviously, because I was calling her at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I didn't hear from her at all during the day. So during my lunch break, I tried again and said, let me see if I can get a hold of her. And luckily she picked up. She's like, oh, I'm so happy you called. We only have 3 days left of casting. So you just got in. We're going to play a quick, or I'm going to give you a quick quiz. It's timed, and it's just to see if you know, pop culture items that would be asked of you on the show. So I played the game during my lunch break. I did very well. I only missed a couple of questions. And so she said the next step is going to be, we will have a producer call you or Skype with you really on Friday at 4:30. So just make sure you're prepared. Make sure you fill out the application and all of those things. So at about 4:30, I don't know if it's a producer or just a casting person, I had to Skype with this person, and I had to take another celebrity quiz. I had 90 seconds to answer as many questions as I could, and it was pretty stressful. Like, I know my celebrity gossip. I am a very avid reader of Us Weekly. I will watch E! News. I love reality TV and all of that stuff. But he was purposely asking the questions in a very rapid manner to the point where you almost couldn't understand him, and you had to be able to answer those questions. I did have to pass on a couple, and it was really because I could not understand what he was saying. Like, he was saying it too fast, and I didn't want to waste time having him repeat it. So according to him, I did really well. I know that they're assessing, like, are you camera ready? So he was very complimentary in that regard. And so he said the next thing that is going to happen is he's going to edit down our Skype conversation to a minute or so, and then he passes it on to, I guess, the people that make the decision as to whether or not you're going to be on the show. So I am really keeping my fingers crossed now. It's just a waiting game. I don't think I'll have to wait too late, because since they are wrapping up casting, whoever they cast to be on the show, the tapings are coming up in October. So I won't have to wait too long, but I know it's going to feel like an eternity. And I'm sorry, the lighting is really bad right now. But that was the exciting thing that happened to me today. I hope I don't jinx it by talking about it on camera, but I'm really excited. I could really use $25,000, which is what you could win if you win and play the last round of the show. So when I took the quiz, the categories that I do need to study on is music, not current songs, but kind of older songs, because those were the questions that I had to pass on when I took that first quiz. So I'm excited, and it was such a nice way to end the week, because this really has been quite a hectic week. So yeah, so that was my Friday. It was fun. It was great. On the flip side, in terms of school, I left. I am pretty much planned for next week, so that is kind of a weight off of my shoulders. I don't like to leave school on Friday and not really be planned for the week to come, so I took care of that. In terms of my progress with Wonders, it is definitely still a work in progress. We are now being given the message that we can take even more time than what they were willing to give us before. Some district reps have told us we can take up to 10 days in the beginning with these lessons, even though it is designed for you to teach a learning block in 5 days. So just knowing that I have that kind of leeway will be nice. I know that I can't take 10 days for every single week or learning block that Wonders has designed, because if we take 10 days for every learning block, we will not get through enough units to make sure we've covered each standard for the end of the year assessment. But just in the beginning, I think that we need that time just to really find our way with Wonders and tweak it the way that we need to tweak it. So that's kind of a relief. We've been talking to our principal a lot about it, and I get the impression that she's starting to understand how stressful it is for everyone. And I think she's meeting with someone in the district next week to kind of talk about what our options are. So that is it. I have now completed, I'm losing track. I think we have completed the 6th week of school, I think. The kids are also getting better. Like, it's a little less chatty with transitions. Routines are getting more solidly in place. So yeah, I am feeling better. Don't get me wrong, I'm still very overwhelmed by just a lot of things. We have progress reports coming up soon, and I will probably be spending a good portion of my weekend working. We just took a chapter test today, so that's going to take a while too. We have Go Math, and if you have Go Math, you know those math tests are quite lengthy and can take a while to grade, but what are you going to do? That's the life of a teacher. So I really just wanted to tell you guys about my audition. I'm really excited. I'm really hopeful. So I hope that you all have had a great week. Thank you so much for watching. And I feel like I'm supposed to say, I never say, but be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, share it with others. Leave comments. I do try and respond to everyone that makes a comment. There have been a couple times where for some reason I can't post the comment, so if I didn't respond to you, that's why. But thank you so much for watching and all the positivity that you guys are giving me. Some of you are so nice and say that I inspire you, but I want you to know that your positive comments and nice comments really do help me stay motivated and keep me going. So have a great weekend, everyone. I will talk to you next week, and thanks so much for watching. Have a good weekend. Bye, everyone.
So yeah, since I had dinner at 9 o'clock at night, I didn't get much work done. And I have officially decided to cut myself a break. So I'm probably just going to go to bed pretty soon.